Erie is hosting nearly 200 airport executives, industry members, and they are discussing, among other things, the loss of flights in small cities like Erie.
Airlines are taking flights from Erie and using those resources in bigger cities where they can fly bigger planes for more money. But it turns out it's smaller cities that may have been hurting Erie even more. Our Ethan Kibbe joins us now after looking into this issue today. Ethan, if bigger airports are taking the pilots and staff, why do small cities hold some of the blame?
Mike, it doesn't seem to make sense, right? But to understand it, we need a quick history lesson. When President Carter deregulated airlines in 1978, small cities knew they were going to lose their air travel. So, hoping to prevent that, the government mandated that what now sits at around 150 small communities would keep their flights, all subsidized by taxpayers like you and me. And that brings us to today. That program is called the Essential Air Service Program, or EAS, and it is still in effect in cities in our area like Bradford, DuBois, Altoona, Johnstown. You can catch flights out of all of them. In fact, you're paying for those flights with your tax dollars. Right now, you can't fly to D.C. from Erie, but you can fly from Bradford to D.C. Round trip, it's less than $150, and it's cheap because you're subsidizing the program to the tune of about $400 million per year on the national scale. So we pay to keep flights in small cities while losing them in our own city.
And what's really interesting about the Essential Air Service Program, there's an EAS airport close to Erie. Well, I'm subsidizing this airport to compete with Erie. The government is. And so it makes no sense.
And so this is where the balancing act begins. Sure, you could cut some of these EAS program cities, and that could free up pilots and other resources for cities like Erie. Let's say you get rid of Altoona and Johnstown, you free up some resources there. They go to Erie because folks here could drive to Pittsburgh. But if you do that, what about folks maybe here in another part of Pennsylvania? And of course, this plays out in all other 50 states as well. So this is a big conundrum. How do you figure this out and make sure that people who need air travel have it without leaving anyone stranded? Difficult decisions will have to be made because right now there's simply not enough resources to go around. Ethan Kibbe, Erie News Now.